Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the middle of June 2025. You have this time to yield card the Snake Spirit, and this Bat Spirit says a rebirth is assured. Those are both very similar, at least how they're popping into my head. You know, that Snake Spirit can kind of represent like breaking some sort of trance, Gemini, or, you know, setting yourself free from like something that has been a trance or something that has kept you entranced. So that is popping into my head. And we do have a lot of really good cards here for making progress or like finally setting yourself free. So, you know, I'm wondering if some of you are like having a rebirth in the sense that you are being set free, or you're kind of like breaking a trance or breaking free from something. This is very good. Going from the Tower to the Star is very positive because it basically says that you are setting yourselves free from a Tower moment, which again, you know, this could say that you are breaking yourself free from like a trance, like I said. And, you know, that's kind of the feeling I get from the reading, is that you are setting yourself free from something that's kept you stuck mentally. It kind of makes sense as well, Gemini, because your very first card for your current general energies is the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups can be being spoiled for choice or having a lot of options. So you definitely could have a lot of options or have had a lot of options in your life, or you could be spoiled for choice. But with the Seven of Cups, it's kind of like a card of dreaming, obviously. He's like dreaming of good things and bad things in these cups. The whole point of the card is that he has to pick a cup and find out, right? He's like dreaming of all these options, but he's not really making a decision. He needs to pick one of those cups and find out how things are going to go. Or, you know, if he's having a dream, he needs to get started on the dream to figure out how it's going to go. And so I kind of feel that for some of you, it's like maybe you've been dreaming of something, Star card, but you haven't been getting started. Again, the good news about this reading is it kind of looks to me like you are finally getting started. I mean, we literally go down to the Nine of Pentacles, to the Page of Wands, and then he has the Eight of Pentacles right next to him. Page of Wands is like starting the journey. The Eight of Pentacles is like putting in the work to make the journey a success. And it's also it's an amazing card for being focused. You know, he is doing one thing. He is focused on one activity. That's it. With that Eight of Pentacles, you know, he's not focusing on 900 things at once, right? And so that's good. You have the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups can be like fortune after difficulty, or, you know, happy home, happy family. It can also represent good things happening after a difficult period of time. So I do feel that there are kind of like blessings coming in for you after a Tower moment. Again, I feel pretty good about the Tower because of the Star. And, you know, obviously that's what we want to see in a reading, is Tower to the Star. And so a lot of you could be experiencing some blessings, like I said, after a difficult period of time. One thing I will say with the Ten of Cups is that sometimes I think we have to do things to make the dream permanent. The Ten of Cups is good, but it's like those cups exist above their heads. If they don't do things to make that dream permanent, to permanently bring it down to earth, to keep the momentum going, then the dream is going to disappear. You know, I sometimes say that, you know, Ten of Cups kind of says don't get high on your own supply. You know, I've known many people in business that have, it's like they've built up great things, but they don't do something to keep the momentum going. They think they're just going to keep being successful without having to put the work in, and then their success disappears, right? And so I do feel this is saying, like, there are certain activities or things you can do to keep the success moving forward, and basically, you know, keep doing those things. You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups can represent regrets or disappointments. And the thing about the Five of Cups is that he is sad because he no longer enjoys his taste for wine. You know, he has lost his taste for wine here. The whole point of the Five of Cups is gratitude. He needs to be grateful for these two cups, and then he gets this bridge and this castle. So, you know, the thing about it is that he doesn't even want this wine any longer. Like, if someone were to offer him wine, he wouldn't accept it. So some of you could be still sad about something that you've lost from the past, when something so much better is clearly coming in. Like, look, Tower to the Star. I feel like the Star is you getting something that is so much better. This could be anything, but I'm just going to use love as an example here, Gemini. I'm not saying that this is love. Actually, there are no cards that would say that yet. That could change in a minute, but it's kind of like reminding me. That's what it's like reminding me of. Like maybe the tower moment could have been a breakup and you were really sad about it, and now you have the star, and it's kind of like it would be like dating someone who's so much better. When you look at the past person, you're like, was I blind? Was I looking at that person under the right light or what? And so you could be realizing how something from the past really wasn't worth it. With the 7 of Cups, you have the 9 of Cups. Yeah, very good reading, Gemini, and it is a good time for you. The 9 of Cups is about bathing in the energy of what you want. Again, that's like one part of maintaining the vision with the 10 of Cups, and I think that would be important for you with this reading. Like, an important activity I think this reading is trying to get you to do is maintain the vision. So you have a dream, a goal, 10 of Cups, star. The 9 of Cups says, are you making sure that you are matching the energy of that goal? Are you making sure to, bathe in that energy? And if you do that, you will be successful. So I would make sure to maintain the energy of something so that you can keep having it. With the 10 of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, we all really have to go for things. The Queen of Wands is my card of learning as you go. She has to, she has something she wants to accomplish, and she has to learn as she goes along. And I feel that for a lot of you, that you might be in this position where you're having to learn as you go. But at the same time, she really has to go for something. She has that sunflower that she's holding on to, and the sunflower points towards the sun. So the sunflower points towards her love, joy, happiness, peace, things that make her feel those feelings as well. And I think it would be an amazing time for you to make sure that you're staying focused on exactly what you want out of life. And if you do that, then things will probably go very well for you. And if you don't, they won't. So I would make sure that you stay very, very focused at this time, Gemini, with the Queen of Wands. With the 5 of Cups, you have the Devil, which you have twice here. Again, some of you could be grieving the loss of a past devil. It could be a past person. Sometimes I think we don't realize how a situation really wasn't good for us until later. And, maybe that's what's happening for some of you. Although I kind of feel like you are realizing it because, again, we go up to the tower and the star. So it's almost like you are seeing that something wasn't worth it, or you are seeing that it was good that you let something go. And, that's kind of what I feel there. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this card. It says conclusions are within reach. You also have this card that says nothing is yet set in stone. Remember what I said with that 10 of Cups. Again, I think it's good, but it's saying, that's really what the 10 of Cups was saying to me, is that you need to set this in stone. This could be through maintaining the momentum of a dream, or coming up with some sort of process that you follow to maintain the success. And, that's what I think that card is talking about. Clearly, with the Tower, there are some conclusions that are within reach. You have the 3 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Pentacles. 3 of Wands is a card of expansion. Again, you had Jupiter in your sign. Jupiter is now in Cancer, and I think that just because it's left your sign doesn't mean you're done working with the energy. As I always say, when major planets leave a sign, it's like when the big planet is in a sign, we're learning the energy. When it leaves, that's when we implement what we learned. So I think you are only now just starting to implement Jupiter's lessons into your life. And, a lot of you Geminis are going to be taking up more space, getting more attention. Star card, definitely a good card for getting attention. I also feel that going places you've never been before is always a good idea with the 3 of Wands. He's standing here, he's looking at this water, and there are these boats on the water. And so the 3 of Wands can represent traveling into the unknown. I always say everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. So if you're trying to grow and expand, which clearly you are, then I would be, stepping into the unknown, pushing yourself to that point where you would normally give up on something and then going a little bit further. That is the secret with the 3 of Wands. You have the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles is a card of independence. I do feel that Gemini is going to be very independent over the next few months. There's a lot of independent energy for you just in general. And so a lot of you are probably going to be nurturing your independence. Now, that does not mean that you're necessarily going to be alone. It just means that you're going to be independent. So you could be with a person and be independent, right? And that's the difference here. And this is also a good thing because it can also say that you're probably, if you are attracting a person, you could be attracting a person who's also independent. I think 2 independent people is always a good idea. So, there you go. The Nine of Pentacles is also a card of gratitude and luxuries. I do feel that there's like a lot that you're going to be grateful for moving into the future. So a lot of you could be increasing in wealth or success and all that other good stuff. So I do feel that there could be more wealth, success, and wealth, money growth coming in for you with this card. You have the Five of Pentacles. Again, this is going to be mindset. Five of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. As I always say with this card, we have to, really it's a card of needing to double down on your strengths. This guy here, he has this bell around his neck. And, back in the day, lepers had to wear bells around their neck so people would know when they were coming down the street. The whole point of the card is to not call attention to your weaknesses and to double down on your strengths. I definitely feel that pretty much everyone needs to double down on their strengths at this time. With the Three of Wands, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, Three of Pentacles says, you always get the Three of Pentacles with me now. I don't know what it is, Gemini. I think that you are taking the lead. I basically am just repeating myself because I think you need to be this guy right here. And that is what the Three of Pentacles has been saying to me, to you, for like the past few months, is that it's like you need to take the lead on your vision, like whatever you're trying to create. And that's basically what he is doing. It's like these people are helping him, which is great. And the whole point of the card is it says you should be asking for help. But you also need to make sure that you are in charge of the vision, So if you are working on anything or building anything important, you're going to have to be the leader, but you should also allow people to help. With the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be like lying, cheating, stealing. But really, the Seven of Swords is a card of tactics. He's going to war, but in a different way. And so the Seven of Swords says there's pretty much a better way to do everything that you're trying to do. You are a Gemini. You are probably very good at discovering other ways of doing things. And, that's what I would be paying attention to with the Seven of Swords is that, anything that you're working on or anything you're creating, there are probably better ways to do whatever it is. And I would just be innovative, right? It's an amazing time for innovation and creativity and coming up with creative solutions. That's what I would be focusing on there. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Emperor. You definitely could be attracting an Emperor here. There's like a little bit of love. It's not like really a love reading, I would say, but there is a little bit of love here still. So if you want love, I feel you definitely could be attracting love. I feel like this person probably is very independent. I don't think this person is a liar, cheater, stealer, or anything like that. But all in all, I do think this could be like literally an emperor that you're attracting. On a personal level, again, with all this like stuff about independence and the Three of Pentacles, this could also say that you are taking the lead on something that you are building, which I also think is a good idea. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this exchanging gifts card and this not for you card. Yeah, if something is not for you, I feel like you have to release it with that Tower for sure. But, the Star definitely could be a gift from the universe. So, I think there could be gifts coming in. You have the Tower, the Star, and the Page of Wands. The Tower, of course, can represent a Tower moment, but I think that based off of the Star coming up, I'm not even worried about it. I feel like it's almost like you are seeing something's true colors. If you had a Tower moment in the past, I don't really feel blessing in disguise energy here. I just feel more perspective, right? It's like, maybe it's not a blessing really, but, hindsight, right? It's like you're looking back at something that you released. For some of you, I feel it's a person. For others, it could be whatever. And I feel that, maybe you're not seeing it as a blessing in disguise, but I feel like you are kind of looking at it as like a good thing that it didn't stick around. And I also think you could be getting the blessing actually from, it's not really a blessing. I think you're just getting something new. I'm trying to be clear here. It's like you're getting something new that is making you grateful that the past thing didn't work out, right? The other thing is if this is something that you had to build, like a business or work or in career, I also think that you could be more grateful because it's like rebuilding whatever you had to rebuild probably made it a lot stronger. And so again, I think it was kind of like a good thing. You're kind of seeing something as, it's almost like you're seeing something as the pain in the ass that it was, but I also think you're seeing that it was beneficial to have to rebuild something because it made it stronger. You have the Star, so of course, like I said, this is exactly what we want with the Tower, is the Star to come up. The Star represents healing from a Tower moment or healing in general. The star also kind of represents having a North Star or having this guiding light, focusing on one thing that you really want to accomplish at this time and really making it happen. So if you are working on or building anything, I would really make sure that you make like one thing your focus and make it happen, whatever it is, because you can't. The whole point, that's the whole point, is that maybe there really isn't a good reason, but, having that one focus will make you successful. And that's what I would do with the star card, is like have that single focus to be successful, because you will be. And, it's just that simple with a star. The star is also amazing for getting a bird's eye view. We have this bird right here. It's the ibis, which is the bird of knowledge and wisdom. The star can represent, kind of looking at things from the top down, which I think would be amazing for you, Gemini, especially with Uranus going into your sign in July, right? Kind of like looking at the big picture, looking at what you want to accomplish, looking at the things you have and you don't have, and coming up with a plan, I think would be very helpful for you for your future, having an idea of where you're going. But it's like sometimes we have to zoom out to see where we're going, and that's what I would do with that card. You have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is about going on an adventure, so I think it would be an amazing time for you to go on an adventure at this time. And any type of adventure, anything that you're trying to accomplish or anything you're trying to do, I think would be a really good idea with the Page of Wands. I think that following your desire is also going to be important. You have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands has that sunflower. So that sunflower points towards the sun. She really moves towards things that she loves. She moves towards love, joy, peace, happiness, desire, all that other stuff. So I think doing more of what you desire is going to be important with that Page of Wands. With the Tower, you have the Ten of Cups. Yes, fortune after difficulty. So definitely overcoming some sort of Tower moment, which we kind of talked about going this way. The Ten of Cups, like I said, just is fortune after difficulty. I really don't have much to add here. I think this is it is a little bit of a blessing. Like I said, I feel like I need to be clear that it's not necessarily a blessing in disguise. It's like maybe not something you're necessarily happy about, but you are at the same time. I don't know. It feels weird to me. I don't know how to describe it, but again, I think that a lot of you, this is like, kind of like you experiencing good energy after a difficult period of time, which is great. With the Star card, here you go. You have the Ten of Pentacles, even better. I definitely like these two cards together. To me, that is definitely a blessing. The Ten of Cups in the Ten of Pentacles is definitely fortune after difficulty. Ten of Pentacles is building and leaving a legacy. So, like I said, I think understanding the legacy that you want to leave to the world is critically important for you, Gemini, or is going to be critically important. Like, you might have some sort of big idea of like what you want to leave to the world. And getting clear on that and getting clear on the steps you need to take with a star will make you successful. This is also amazing for money. The whole reading looks very good for your finances. So I think a lot of you, like whatever you're doing to improve your finances, I would keep doing it with the Ten of Pentacles. The thing about the Ten of Pentacles is that it can represent like hidden or secret information. It can say there are things you can learn just through self-education that could greatly improve your earnings. So I would learn. With the Page of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, Queen of Cups is like following your heart, which we've basically been saying this whole time with the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Cups, her heart is telling her to do something. But you are a Gemini. And so Gemini sometimes is very logical, and sometimes your heart doesn't. It's like, yeah, you want to follow your heart, but it might not make sense, right? And so that is the challenge with the Queen of Cups, is that what our heart might be telling us to do might not be like exactly logical, might not make logical sense. The whole point of the Queen of Cups, though, is we have to do it anyway, even if our heart is guiding us towards something that doesn't make logical sense. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this closed-minded card. It says, sometimes you fail to see the infinite possibilities and opportunities that are available to you. Coming up in the good stuff, so you probably are seeing the opportunities. You have this retreat card. It says, sometimes taking a break is the best thing you can do to gain clarity and a fresh perspective. Yes, definitely. I've been saying to other people that it is an amazing time for vacation. So even if you can't take a vacation, even if you can just take a staycation, I think that would be beneficial for you. It'll probably lead to a lot of, guidance and success and all that other good stuff. You have the Devil, the Queen of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. The Devil is a card of toxic energy or toxic vibes, but it's coming up in the good stuff. So I do feel a lot of you could be, eliminating or removing toxic energy from your life or something that is toxic. The other thing, Gemini, is, there's something about your responsibilities here, but it's like, I feel like it's not that I feel you are being more responsible. It's more that I feel like you are focusing on the correct responsibilities. I don't know. That's the message I'm getting. It's like maybe you feel like you've been doing the wrong things, or, maybe you feel like you haven't been working on things that are actually going to work, or maybe you feel like you haven't been working on the things that are going to lead to success and now you are. But I don't know. I feel pretty good about it. It's like a weird message, but I feel good. You have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly for the first time. Again, she only has clouds halfway up her body, and it represents the fact that she is finally seeing things clearly for the first time in her life, and she's looking forward into the future. So I feel a lot of you could be kind of like seeing the future more clearly, or it's like you're understanding the future more clearly with this card, and yeah, I feel like it's pretty good. So, whatever's going on here, it's definitely a good thing. This could also be you, by the way. So you could be showing up in a strong position here as well. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is like straightforward, diligent work. So with the Eight of Pentacles, he is working on one project at a time, and he's seeing it through to the end. As I've said to everyone, we have all this energy in Aries. With all the Aries energy, we need to make sure that if we are working on things, that we are seeing them through to the end. Meaning that we start a project, we finish it, no matter what. And if we do that, we will see success. The Eight of Pentacles is also material success on the horizon, and you definitely have very good money cards here, so you could be seeing more money coming in. With the Devil, you have the Page of Pentacles. Some of you you've had an Earth sign showing up in your reading, so some of you could be attracting an Earth sign into your life. Page of Pentacles is usually a new person, so if you are attracting love, this could be like a new person or a new type of person that you're attracting into your life. I also feel like you could be attracting like some sort of communication. So if you're looking for love, it could be like someone you're communicating with. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords like a victory or a success coming in for you. So, again, I think there could be a big victory or big success coming in with the Queen of Swords. I also feel like there could be a lot of like truths coming in for you as well. So, I feel like you need to like listen to your inner truth, or you need to like listen to your inner voice here with the Ace of Swords is what this card is saying. And yeah, we're kind of like in a time of truth. We had that full moon in Scorpio in the middle of May. And so even though that was back in May, it doesn't matter. I think that, that still is affecting us. But that the challenge with that full moon we had in Scorpio is that there could be some truths we have to admit to ourselves, like that we don't want, maybe there are things we don't want to do anymore in life, or maybe there are people we don't want to spend time with anymore. We have to listen to those truths to live a better life. And that's like, that was the whole point of that moon. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. So for those of you that want love, there could be a very strong connection coming in for you with the Knight of Cups. This could be something that really sweeps you off your feet. The other thing I want to say is, Ace of Swords in the Eight of Pentacles, again, is like laser-like focus. You really have to focus on like one thing at a time with those two cards to make something happen. And I'm a Gemini moon. So I get it, Gemini. It's like wanting to work on 800 things at once, right? I feel like this is saying one thing at a time. You will get so much more done. You have this finger card. It says warning you of a problem either now or in the future. It's kind of giving me Wheel of Fortune vibes, this card. It's kind of like saying to me, to you, that if something looks like a problem, it probably is. And you probably just need to pay attention, right? So don't ignore things that pop up. Don't ignore any issues that pop up or any of that other stuff. You have this Clouds card. It says temporary problems. Yeah, if you are dealing with any problems, I think you need to realize that they probably are temporary and won't last forever. So, I wouldn't even worry. You have this Angel. It says spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Yeah, I think you are protected at this time. I mean, this is very good reading. You have the Ten of Cups twice. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Star, the Ace of Swords. You have really good cards and really good energy showing up here. And I feel like you need to believe that your angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whatever you want to call it, they are watching over you. You have this purse card. It says pay attention to your finances. Yes, definitely. I think money looks amazing for you in this reading, but I've been saying this since 2016. I don't care if you have $1 billion in the bank account. I would pay attention to your finances. We are just in a time where we have to pay attention to our finances. And so I would, right? I wouldn't don't go spending money like crazy. Don't go wasting money on things you don't need, all that other stuff. You have this archway card. It says new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Yes, I definitely feel this energy for people right now. It's like there are new possibilities opening up. I think there's a lot of new energy that is flowing into the world. I also think there are new kind of like gateways opening up as well, and that's what we really need to pay attention to. So, that's what I would do with this card. But this looks really good, Gemini. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.